everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. This is the part 3 of my fall journal making video, and I'm just showing you here that I've pre-made holes into the cover of the book to really help me out when I'm going to be stitching it to the fabrics that I'm using. And my first step here was to stitch the two fabrics together. This happened a little bit before I binded the pages to the book, as of course I wanted to be able to lay the cover flat to really see just about how much fabric I needed and how to place it on there. I'm simply securing the two fabrics together. I have no knowledge in sewing, so this is not meant as a tutorial. This is really simply to show you my thought process and my making of the journal. So I'm just preparing the thread that I'm going to be needing and making sure that my fabrics are laid as well as they can be, and I'm going to get started on slow stitching. I'm just speeding through most of this process. As I said, it's not really a tutorial, but rather just to show you the different steps that I took. After stitching the two pieces here, I am going to be stitching a doily onto the middle of the two fabrics so that it kind of lays on the spine of the book. But I didn't do that on camera, I did that outside. And yeah, so I'll let you guys watch this little part and come back to you in a bit. Now we're back to me having binded the pages, and you can see that I've also binded a piece of fabric kind of wrapping all of my pages, and that actually came in really handy a little bit later on. So I'm just removing the clips that I had set in place for that, and then you'll see the cover with the doily that I was just talking about. Yeah, so here it is, and I did a super simple just stitch kind of around the doily in small spots, just so that it wouldn't go anywhere. But I mean, it's very simple. And I'm gonna be clipping the fabric onto the cover to be able to start stitching. However, last minute I decided to glue down the insides of what I was going to be covering the inside of the cover with, so I unclipped everything and had to reclip it. But I just added some dictionary pages, which I've done for the past couple of journals that I've made as well. I just really like the look, and it's simple, and I don't often use pockets in my journal on the covers, so I don't mind that it's just that. But here I just want to mention that I'm being very not like a perfectionist, I guess, but the the corners don't have to be super nice, because as I'm stitching, I am gonna move those clips close to where I'm stitching to make sure that everything is nice and tight and straight. And as I get close to the corners, I just make sure that they're folded nicely at that moment. I didn't get the stitching part on camera. I did that outside in the sun. But at the top and at the bottom, you can see that the fabric is just kind of sticking out a little bit, and I wasn't going to be stitching there. So what I ended up doing was I tucked it in between that piece of fabric that I had binded into the journal and the spine. And because it's fabric on fabric on fabric, it's not really prone to moving much. So you can kind of see in these clips here that it looks pretty neat and just doesn't cause any problem. So I'm moving into my favorite part of, well, one of my favorite parts of the journal making, which is adding some tabs to my pages. I do add tabs as I'm creating in my journal, so it's kind of a getting started tab situation. But I just grab scraps that I have laying around, as well as bits and pieces from the leftovers of the pages that I created the journal with. And then I go back and forth between looking at the book and closing it and seeing how the tabs look when it's closed, to kind of situating the tabs onto there. I'm just using my staple, and it gave me a lot of troubles, but I really like the end results. So again, I will speed through this part as it's pretty self-explanatory, but you'll be able to see it a little bit quicker. And I just want to mention how, sometimes you'll place something and you make a mistake, and that's really okay. Any mistakes can be fixed, and if you don't like something you've done, you can also remove it. Nothing is stopping you from changing what you've done. So here I'm adding a ribbon, and I stapled the two pages together by accident. And then I'm also going to be removing one of the tabs that I've already put because I don't like the way that it looks. So it's just to show that, you don't have to get it right the first time, and just have fun with it and allow yourself to make those mistakes and to fix those mistakes, because it's a great opportunity for learning, really. So I'm moving into the last little bits that I'm adding onto this book. And I'm really happy with the way that it turned out, and I really hope that you enjoyed me sharing a bit of my thought process behind how I create my journals. And keep in mind that, of course, this is a personal journal, so I don't have to make things perfect for myself, and I really just enjoy the creative process of the whole creation of a journal. And it's really catered to my needs and my style of journaling. But hopefully it interested you, and I will be sharing a flip through as a next video so you can see a little bit more up close and the details of every page that I've added in there. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I wish you all a really wonderful day.